get some players back healthy very soon, but still able to take care of business against Alcorn State on Monday. There are the officials, Kip Kissinger, and we are up and ready to go. Brooks Wells, Keith Patterson, our trio tonight on the floor. And the tip to Central Arkansas. And they don't shy away from the shots. They might be young, but they are confident, Joe.
No, they certainly are. They're starting, the bulk of their team is freshmen and sophomores. They've shot 31 threes in their opening game 2 nights ago down at BYU. So look for them to shoot it early and often.
There you see the starting lineup for the Utes. Mira Little, new addition, transfer from Baylor, and then just a talented young group. Ezra Assar very active as well, and so missing some pieces still due to injury. Lawson Lovering in particular, lower extremity injury. The starters for the Bears. And physical play coming right at us.
Well, they lost 3 of their top 4 post players in a week's time. Lawson Lovering went down with an ankle injury in their opening game. A couple days later, their transfer from Wake Forest, the big kid Zach Keller got sick, and then one of their outstanding freshmen, Ibi Toure, went down with a knee injury. So, and that all happened within a week. So, as I told Craig Smith, he may need to think about tipping the preacher a little bit more with all the bad luck he's having.
Yeah, no doubt about that, and that pass way off the mark there. And so there you see Gabe Madsen, 5th-year senior out of Rochester, Minnesota, the 27 points, 6 threes for him in the win on Monday.
School record 105 made threes last year.
And he's very close to his 1,000th career point. We're going to keep an eye on that coming into this one. 13 points needed for him.
Central Arkansas, as we said, is going to shoot it pretty early and pretty often. A very young team. That was their highly touted freshman point guard, Lane Taylor, who was the 3rd all-time leading scorer in Arkansas high school history.
Shot for Mike Sharv-Jumps a bit short. The transfer from San Francisco. Started every game last year. There you see Ezra Assar, and there is Mike Sharv-Jumps from Mongolia.
10 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists in his opening game for the Utes on Monday night.
Really active, and saw Craig Smith going into the bench, getting everybody some playing time. And you see number 10, Jake Wallin, getting his 2nd start in a row, and there he is, active hands, but he's having to play out of position. That's the tricky part also about having injuries. It forces players that have been playing in one spot to have to move into others.
Well, I tell you, Monday when we saw Craig Smith after all his injuries, it's like someone had run over his best hunting dog. He was down in the mouth today. He was much more upbeat, much more like himself. But he said, as you mentioned, the hardest thing with injuries is moving guys to new positions and having to do it in such a hurry.
Well, you think about all the work that you've put in up to that point and getting new players. There's a lot of new 7 transfers, 2 freshmen learning the system, and then now you got to retweak it.
Yes, they had been together all summer, but they were missing 2 or 3 guys in the summer, so they didn't have quite the quality of practice that they thought they would.
Bimmy, the sophomore from Naperville, Illinois, a bit hard with that attempt at banking it. Loss at BYU. They come into this one after a tough one down in Provo the other night.
Nice job by Wallin, pushing his guy under. You call that a weak side seal on rebounding there. The ball went up from the right corner, and Jake Wallin immediately put that hip on his guy and was able to get that offensive rebound. Here's a great play, defensive play by Glory Etim. Nice pass from Miro Little into Mike Sharov-Jumps, and Etim comes from the weak side and goes up and gets that one. Etim, the leading rebounder on this team last year. Only 2 returning players, basically. Both of them happen to be starters, with Cato, the 2nd leading scorer and rebounder in last year's team, and then Glory Etim, who just made that terrific block shot there.
The junior out of Richmond, California. He's going to take a seat, transferred in a season ago from Bowling Green prior to that, and he's kind of got a heavy heart on this trip, Joe. This has been a tough one. He had a death in the family, but he made the trip, and he's going to actually head back this evening to get back home, and certainly wish he and his family all the best, as that jumper, much needed one. That was Fagbemi with the hoop.
Fagbemi, a transfer from Johns Hopkins University, and it's not like going to a junior college. You got to be pretty bright to get into Johns Hopkins.
Yep, you certainly do.
Nice ball movement by the Utes. I thought they got off to a slow start today with lack of ball movement. I think their ball movement is much better today.
An excellent defensive position by Wallin, and now it's out on the run. And the finish good from Miro Little.
And a great decision by Little there. He could have passed it. You know, Little's not a little, excuse the pun, point guard, 6'4", 185. Took that strong, and I thought that was the right decision. Little, 7 assists, 1 turnover in the opener. 9 assists, 1 turnover in their exhibition game. That's pretty good assist to turnover ratio.
Sure is. Turner with that shot. One of 8 freshmen rather for Central Arkansas. How about a 3-ball?
Little with a couple of 3-point shots made in the opening game. Not coming in here noted as a 3-point shooter, but he's shooting it pretty well through a game and some change here.
And Joe, he picked up 2 fouls in Monday's game in the first half and had to sit and watch a big portion of it. So he's got to be able to stay on the floor.
Well, he came over to me before the game, and I said, no silly fouls tonight, and he heard that. But the running Utes up 8-3 here early in this one. There's 9 new players, 10 new players, 11 new players.
Sure.
So seems like it's a revolving door in college basketball anymore.
And we just saw Lawson Lovering. Again, he's been out with the lower leg injury, and we hope to get him back sooner than later. As first free throw good for Braden Fagbemi. 1 for 2 though.
8 points and 7 assists down at BYU. A pretty good day for the transfer sophomore. He did have 6 turnovers. That little soft press there after a made free throw did exactly what it's supposed to. You don't have to necessarily steal the ball, just let the opposition shoot themselves in the foot, and that is exactly what happened.
Well, in watching this team, Central Arkansas at BYU a couple of nights ago, I thought they got off to a pretty good start, and then just a little too much depth and size from BYU as the game went along. And trying to save it, but can't. That one's out of play. Ty Robinson, the freshman's checked in, but couldn't save it.
Elias Cato there, their second leading scorer last year. He led them in scoring down to BYU, 21 points. Shot what I would call as a coach, a DNDI, did not draw iron.
Robinson lost his shoe at the other end, but they did not call timeout, so he just had to toss it aside. And you could see him losing his footing just a little bit.
Well, Ty Robinson from Hot Springs, Arkansas, and Lane Taylor, who started the game from Farmington, Arkansas, were 2 of the top 3 recruits in the state of Arkansas last year, and they both came to Central Arkansas. They're really excited about these 2 guys. But welcome to Division I basketball on the road between the 2 of them. They were 2 of 16 down at BYU, so hopefully as they are older and juniors and seniors, they'll look back in that game and say, well, we got a little bit better since then.
They were both impressive scorers in their high school play. They were both Arkansas All-Stars as Madsen, little fader on the right corner, gets it to go.
Coming off a 6 for 10, 27-point game in the opener. He is so quick to his right and gets that thing. It looks like he's off balance. But he hit a couple of those Monday night exactly that
way. So just 7 points away for Gabe Madsen and his 1,000th career point. Can't get it there.
And that was a good miss. It was straight. It hit the back of the rim. You've heard me say before, good shooters miss short or long, not left or right.
Central Arkansas turns it over. They are struggling. They need a hoop. 1 of 8 shooting. Fagbemi's the only one that's been able to connect.
The Madsen twins in there together again. Mason 5 for 9 from the 3-point line last Monday. Gabe 6 for 10 for 42 points between them. Miro Little goes out, and at 6'8" or 9", whatever they list him, Mike Sarov jumps will now become the point guard.
Central Arkansas with 8 field goal attempts. 7 of those are behind the arc, but this time trying to take it in a little bit closer. And a whistle and a foul. It's going to go against Utah. Team second.
Coach Craig Smith made a pretty good adjustment there defensively that I'll talk about in just a minute.
Love the active hands, defense creating offense.
Long arms, being active on defense. Sherrod Johnson originally lined up to guard Central Arkansas's point guard, Fagbemini, and then Coach Smith made an adjustment and put him on a bigger player and moved Hunter Erickson to the point guard, which is a much better matchup defensively for the Utes.
Scrum, the jump ball. It's going to send it to the Utes.
Watch Sherrod Johnson here, kind of anticipating getting out in this passing lane with that great arm length. He's got arms on him like well ropes. Not only is he 6'8", he is a long 6'8".
He certainly is.
His dad, the first Asian globetrotter.
I know, how about that? He's from Mongolia. And he gets another look right here, squares it up and sticks it. Sherrod Johnson with 5 points.
2 of 3 last Monday night from the three-point line en route to the Utes' 19 made school record three-point shots.
Yep, broke the 17 three-point record that they had hit a few times.
Pretty good individual defense by Hunter Erickson, then getting over that ball screen. Just a really good shot by Braden Fagbemini. And as the season wears on, you'll see good offense beats good defense just about every time.
That 3 won't fall. Rebound down to Glory Eaton, who's back in.
What the Utes have to be careful on early in the season is not falling in love with that three-point line. It's all well and good when they're going in for you.
Dawes strips the ball away. Manson, nothing but net.
I guess he didn't hear me say it, not to fall in love. Now, he can fall in love with the three-point line. I don't know about everyone else.
I think he already has. He's 4 points away from his 1,000th in his career.
I'm telling you, does he have a pretty jump shot, and he gets that thing away in a blink of an eye. This is a bad matchup here off the switch with Dawes on Central Arkansas's point guard.
And Dawes at 6'9", and Fagbemini at 6 feet, but the extra hustle there and the finish by Tyler Lee.
Nice pass by Fagbemini on that back cut there.
Freshman from Chicago, Illinois. 8 freshmen. That's a lot of young. Did you ever have any young teams like that, Joe?
Not that I can remember, because I forgot all those young teams. You know, I always like the old Al McGuire line. The best thing about freshmen is in a year they'll be sophomores.
Yep. Experience. You can't say enough good things about it, can you?
Nice rebound by Dawes, who had 6 in his opening game for the Utes, along with 13 points.
Hunter Erickson gives it up to Sherrod Johnson. He kicks it out. That's Mason Madsen, twin brother of Gabe, who's made his way and transferred in from BC State Colleges last year.
Mason may have been too wide open there. That's as wide open as he's been in 2 games here, and God, he missed everything on that.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him do that.
5 of 9 on Monday night.
Fagbemini gets tripped up. So the foul against the running Utes, the 3rd on them. Utah, inside, outside. Sherrod Johnson. How about Madsen? 3 balls are flying, 4 of them already here in the first half. That's no joke about that. Just a lot of new young players. But John Shulman, the head coach in his first season with Central Arkansas, he's optimistic. They play in the ASUN, and he's liking the talent. It's always great when you can pull in top recruits also from your own state of Arkansas, and they've done just that. Here's one of them.
Well, John Shulman has been around for a long time. He just finished a stint 5 years at Alabama Huntsville. Before that, he was at the University of Chattanooga for 9 years, won 2 Southern League championships, took 2 teams to the NCAA. I mean, this is not his first rodeo. He's been around a little bit.
Yeah, sure has. Erickson behind the arc. He wants to get into the 3-ball action.
5 for 13 now. Hunter Erickson played in every game last year, which tied a school record, and scored in double figures 4 of his last 6 games. So he finished the season with a flare last year. Just a solid, what I used to call a star role player. A guy that is, in fact, a role player, but a star role player.
Lane Taylor gets it blocked, swatted away there.
Lane Taylor only 2 for 10 in his opening game down at Provo. He's going to have to kind of learn when and how and where to get to his shot a little bit better.
A player that scored 3,372 career points in the state of Arkansas, which was a high school record coming in this year.
Well, he could score. He just, again, has to learn where to get his shots and how to get to his shots, which is a talent all in itself. You just don't show up in your first game or 2 in college and have a feel for that.
Off the curl, there's Mason Matson. Perfect rhythm there.
I tell you, those Matson brothers, the Matson twins, they played for their dad, and their dad did a heck of a job. Both those guys, great shooters, but with great footwork and understanding. Like then, coming off that curl, he got those feet set, and just both of them outstanding shooters.
Nice job there by Turner to hesitate long enough to get the D out of the way.
6'10", 265-pound freshman from Auburndale, Florida. One of those 5 freshmen that played down in Provo that night, and he is a big, big body.
He sure is. His first points of the game, and flying in, it was Dawes on the O boards. Good hustle by Keanu Dawes.
Keanu Dawes had a nice opening game the other night. 13 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. Long and athletic transfer from Rice. He should have a great, great career here at Utah.
Jewel Karam, the freshman from Israel, checks in at 6'10", number 5 in white for the Runnin' Utes. How about another one? Why not? Hunter Erickson with another 3. Back-to-back threes for him.
You know, I've said a couple times they got to be careful not to fall in love with that 3. I might be wrong. Maybe they do need to fall in love with that 3. I'll tell you what, they are just hotter than Texas parking lot here in this first half.
Joe, that might be the love they need.
I guess. Holy mackerel, they're shooting.
If it's true, what are you going to do?
Yeah. You know, if you're going to do one thing as a team pretty good, shooting it in like that.
Oh, come on.
I tell you what.
Boy, smiles on the faces, and Mason Matson's enjoying himself.
Coach Craig Smith pretty happy about shooting those in for 3. The Runnin' Utes cooking on the front burner, up 31-10. 3 seasons, 3 20-win seasons, 3 NCAA bids. They weren't able to go to 1 because of the COVID season. What he did up there was magical.
It certainly was. Mountain West Coach of the Year 2019, and just the consistency that he was able to get with that group.
Well, his first year he went up there, they were picked last in the Mountain West Conference. All they did was go on and win 28 games, went 28-7, and get to the NCAA, win the conference tournament. I mean, they were picked last in the league, and he won 28 games.
This year, moving into the new conference out of the Pac-12, going into the Big 12, so a lot of new all the way around, whether it's players on the court or the competition they're going up against.
Jake Wallin got lucky and didn't get a foul as he's reaching over there in his post defense.
Shot clock to 4. The Bears need a shot, and that one just short. And Utah will bring it up.
Utah's had 5 different guys make a 3-point shot, 3 guys with 2, the Matson twins and Hunter Erickson.
Doing a nice job on the offensive glass also, and they're scoring off of it. They're taking advantage, whether they force turnovers, second chance opportunities. Jump on the mark, but just short.
Well, we're talking about what they've done offensively. Central Arkansas does not have an offensive rebound right now. Alcorn kind of dinged Utah up, especially early, getting several offensive rebounds, which I knew Coach Smith would not be very happy about.
Ty Robinson able to connect well outside the three-point arc. His first points of the game.
His first points of his career. He went 0 for 6 down in Provo. Again, one of those two very highly touted freshman guards for Central Arkansas.
All-time leader in scoring out of Lake Hamilton High School.
What's up, Crystal? Throwing it to the best shooter on the floor.
Right? Jacob, I got Jacob to my left, I got you to my right. I'm good to go. I'm not worried at all.
Well, if it was coming to me, I wasn't passing to you. I was shooting it, I'll just tell you.
I know that.
Heck with that extra pass deal.
See? I don't think you fit into this system right here, Joe.
Not a team player. You know, I'm looking for those stats.
Nice curl. Just short, though, Robinson. Can't get back-to-back buckets. Oh, they were going to wave off the shot as Mongolian Mike gets fouled.
Mike Sharaf jumps, the only player or only person in the history of Mongolia to get a Division I scholarship in America. He's like a rock star over there. They have they've written 2 songs about him that they play throughout the nation. He has a mural next to the Capitol of him shooting a basketball. He is, like I say, like a rock star.
And the 3 for Gabe Madsen, that's what he does. He is 1 point away from 1,000 career points.
Going to his right like that, he is so effective. If you're guarding him and he can get that shot going to right, you might as well tackle him because you're looking at a made 3. Boy, he loves that rhythm to his right. The other night he hit one almost falling into the Utah bench going to his right.
Hepty coming down as Utah was trying to work it into Ezra Asar. We haven't talked about him much tonight.
No, he started off with a great post move, took his time, backed his guy in and scored it, but that was his only shot of the game. He's 1 for 1, 2 rebounds. I don't know if they'll give him a turnover on that or not, but he had a nice opening game.
Picked up a couple of personal fouls, though, so I wondered if he might sit a bit longer, Coach able to bring him on back in.
Yeah, he had 13.6 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds in their opening game.
He's a great energy player, gives all the effort you can ask. Wallin gets a piece of that one.
Good work defense away from the ball for Wallin, who is now starting his second game.
Oh, the no-look pass. Great communication, though, for a team that hasn't been together for a very long period of time. That's good communication there.
You know, Wallin had been playing the small 4, maybe a little bit of the 4 before these injuries to the post guys.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's inserted as their post player, which they give up a little bit of size, maybe a little bit of rebounding, but probably they gain a little skill. Watch this great pass. Dribbling away, no look, there you go. And a nice cut by Wallin.
Yeah.
Wallin in his first college start, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 26 minutes. All 3 of those were career highs for him.
Foul called on Wallin. That's his first, and now he gets the steal on the inbound. Running Utes out running. Work it around. Good defense by Central Arkansas to get back. Madsen not getting the 1,000 there.
Madsen gave it up. They wound it around the horn back to him. Just couldn't make that one fall.
In fact, Bimmy was in the gap, had a look, but couldn't get it to go. The dish to Little, and it's good. Give Madsen an assist on that one.
Running Utes showing big skills at the offensive end and getting it done at the defensive end as well.
So they call a timeout, 4:43 remaining in the first half. 7-0 run for Utah.
Guard to guard, that's a great pass. You know, we talk so much about Gabe Madsen shooting. School record 105 made 3s last year. He was also second on their team in assists last year, led them in steals. So he's not just a catch and shoot guy. He's got a total game, and at 6'6" with that real high release point, I got to think he's going to get some looks at playing at the next level. If you can shoot it like that with that size, in my mind, now I'm not an NBA guy, but he was 9th last year. Those 105 made 3s in the Pac-12 history of most made threes in a season. And that's got to get someone's attention, in my mind.
You would think at 6'6", and transferred in from Cincinnati in 2021. Only had 3 points at Cincinnati. And so all of his career points, other than those 3, they have been right here playing for Utah. And he's just a point away from his 1,000th.
Holds the school record. They played 37 games last year, the Running Utes. They 22-15, the most games they've played ever in a season. He started every game. He and Hunter Madsen played all 37, which is a school record. He started all 37.
Such an important piece to the success of this group.
Pretty alert defense. They switched that ball screen, which was an easy switch because that Wallin was guarding the point guard. So Azar came up and switched to the big, and Wallin to the big and Azar to the small. So it was kind of a like size there, but pretty good defensive execution.
Defensive switch up. It's a tough team to play a zone against, though, the way they're hitting the threes, but making them make different decisions. Azar was hanging out on the baseline, and Madsen found him down there. He gets fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. When we come back, timeout here in the first half of action, 3:58 remaining, and the Utes up 38-13 over Central Arkansas.
That played at Boise State when I was doing a lot of games over there. And Leon Rice, the coach at Boise State, is a good friend of mine. They came over to play Utah, and they said they were at the shoot-around, and his grandson looked up and said, "That's my grandpa." and the guy said, "Come on now, you're making that up." He said his last name was not McGill.
Oh, there you go.
But he said, "No, that's my grandpa." And lo and behold, a little later, or that when they played the next night, Billy the Hill McGill was here to watch his grandson.
Well, thank goodness he was able to prove his case on that one.
Yeah.
Very cool. There's been some greats that have come through this building, no doubt about it.
Great tradition here.
Yep.
29 NCAA tournaments, which is 20th in the nation, but third west of the Mississippi, just behind Arizona and UCLA.
1,899 program wins, 15th all-time Division I, and really had incredible success. As a little too quick on that one. The turnover will hand it back.
A little too much, and maybe Miro Little was spacing the wrong way. On that, you want to space up to create a passing lane. He was headed to the corner. Now, that wasn't a great pass, don't get me wrong. Miro Little could have helped that a little bit by spacing up on that dribble drive there. Now, that's kind of being nitpicky.
Miro's going to go back and listen to this one, and I'm just telling you.
Well, we were talking about he picked up his second foul in the first half the other day on a silly foul. They had to sit down. They're not as good with him on the bench, and I said that was a silly foul. He came up, and you could tell he'd heard that comment. I said, "No silly foul tonight, Miro." He said, "Okay, okay."
He said he was going to stay out there this time. Oh, there's a beautiful pick and roll. Help Dean coming over. Oh, wow, and a shot clock violation. Impressive defense by Utah. How about the rotation there?
That was, I thought that Mason Madsen was a little late on that, but he was on time enough. And then coming from the weak side was Jake Wallin attacking that. No, it ended up good. As impressive as the Utes have been offensively, they're holding Central Arkansas to 20% from the field, 13% from the three-point line.
Yeah, I mean, you feel like there's just so much offense, but the defense and what it's doing and shutting down the Bears. And a foul underneath. I like the activity. Keanu Dawes is constantly working on the offensive glass.
I thought he was pretty impressive in their opening game. I had mentioned 13 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist in 20 minutes. Long at 6'9". His mom played down at college, played basketball and volleyball down at College of Eastern Utah. So he has a lot. His uncle played at BYU, and he has a lot of Utah ties. His grandparents were season ticket holders here for a long time, but he has a basketball body.
It'll be the bonus the rest of the way. Just under 3 minutes remaining this first half. Little thought about it, lost the D, drives it in, gets it blocked. But a whistle and a foul. They'll say some contact as well.
Yes. Merrill Little comes from a basketball family. Both his parents played at Mercy College in New York. He was the youngest player on the Finnish national team a year ago. His mother still works for the National Basketball Organization over there, and his father is an official in the pro league over there.
So basketball all around. First free throw good for the sophomore from Finland.
Craig Smith says about it, before he even talked to me about his basketball skills and ability, he said he's an elite communicator, which he said rubs off on everyone else. And as a coach, you want as much communication on the court as you can. He said more than anything, Little brings that to the table.
Great get for Craig Smith. Transferred in from Baylor a season ago.
Played 34 games at Baylor, so he had some experience in the Big 12, but Coach Smith said really had a lot to do with his decision on taking him.
Bears needed that bucket. That was Fagbemi with the hoop. They were 0 for their last 5 prior.
They'd gone forever without a basket.
Yep. High to low, they'll kick it back out. Mason Madsen just short. And that was the hustle by Little, but instead the takeaway by Robinson. Oh, nifty reverse up and to the left.
I'll tell you how nitpicky a coach is. Miro Little, you're congratulating him on his hustle. He should have been back defensively. That ball got penetrated way too deep because he went to the offensive glass. Now, Coach Smith may want him going to the offensive glass. It depends on your transition defense philosophy. Had Miro Little been back, he would have picked the ball up at half court, and that ball wouldn't have got penetrated so deep. Now, I'm not sure that's exactly what Coach Smith wants. That's what Coach Craven wanted.
I got you. That makes sense. 6 turnovers for Utah, 8 for Central Arkansas. And now that's the 7th turn. As Little will take a seat, minute 39 left in the first half.
But with all that said, Miro Little is a very, very good point guard. He's going to have a great career.
And still figuring things out.
Yeah, no question.
Yep.
No question.
Different styles, different coaching. Madsen, left wing. Misses that one. Guess who? Dawes on the O boards, keeps it alive. Another chance.
Dawes just keeps making his point to get more and more time. He has made, in just a game and a half, he has made the most of the time he's been on the floor.
6 rebounds for Keanu Dawes. He's not scored. He's only taken 1 shot, but he's given you 6 boards and 2 assists.
I'll take that as a head coach.
Madsen, ball fake.
Boy, Mason Madsen having a little trouble finding the range here tonight after that great shooting night the other night where he went 5 of 9 from the 3-point line with 15 points.
Just short. That was his first 2-ball attempt, that last one. Offensive rebound, another chance. Stepping in, that's Taylor off the mark. Lane Taylor frustrated with himself. And a foul underneath that's going to put the Bears to the line.
Lane Taylor, a kid that you mentioned earlier, scored 3,372 points in high school.
Yeah.
Started his career by going 2 of 10 down at BYU, and he's not having a whole lot better luck in that tonight. In fact, he hasn't made a field goal, I don't think. I think he's 0 for 5.
Yep, 0 for 6 now after that last one. So he's having a struggle, and you can see the frustration after the last miss. But to the line, Cole McCormick, 6'6" freshman out of Chattanooga.
Nice inside-out player, number 24, McCormick, 6'6" and 200 pounds, can shoot it a little bit, but strong enough to get something done in the paint as well.
This is the free throw. So Utah will use some of the clock. It's been 4 minutes since Utah has had a field goal.
It seems like when they score in bunches. so far. We've only played a game and a half this season, so.
They definitely have been able to get out on some runs. Off the leg, and it will stay with Utah. 1.8 on the shot clock. So the inbound underneath. Got to get the 1.8 play out there. Got to make the call.
Well, Craig Smith was, as I came in at the tail end of their shoot around, they were working on in and out of bounds plays. And they ran one. It'll be interesting. And it ended up with Gabe Matson coming off a couple screens. Of course, he hit it. I told Craig, you ought to run that play more often. I think that's a pretty good play. But we'll see who gets the shot on this one.
We shall see who's going to be out there. Not a lot of time. And the Muss getting into it here.
There we go.
This is a big weekend. You got 2 ranked volleyball teams coming in tomorrow night. BYU's coming to town. 7 o'clock start. We're going to have that for you on ESPN+. BYU football coming into town. Game on Saturday. These fans are just getting warmed up here tonight.
They are. A lot of blue versus red going on this weekend.
Yep, there sure will be. Yep. So our upcoming broadcast again tomorrow night. You want to be here. They want to pack this place. The Utes do against number 21 BYU.
Now,
and then
watch Dawes come set an up screen for Madsen. It could be a double screen for the other Madsen.
And then you saw also Queens is coming in. Oh, tipped away. Nothing went off the shot clock.
Look at Craig Smith. That's not how we drew it up at the shoot around today, guys. Craig Smith, such a fun guy to be around. You know,
Sure
I mean, I've said this before. If I was a player and he recruited me, God, he'd be.
Yep.
I mean, not that he's all laughs and practice or anything, but just such a personable guy. And
Great energy, just a great vibe, right?
Yep.
And back.
There you go.
That's how they drew it up.
That's how you draw it up there. That is their 10th.
Yep.
10 for 25. Have they shot that many three-point shots already? Wow.
And the third 3 for Mason Madsen. He's got 9 points. Partial block there from Sharov jumps.
Well, he and Dawes were both in on that. I tell you, both of them, those long arms, it's like they were drawing straws to see who was going to block that one. They both got a little bit of it, I think.
0.5 on the clock. And just 18 points. The defense for Utah holding down Central Arkansas, and that one's not going to fall. For Elias Cato, he's been fairly quiet, the lone senior for the Central Arkansas team. And how about that, only giving up 18 points and 23% shooting to Central Arkansas. Alcorn State, here's what they've got going on tonight. They each have 9 points apiece, and Gabe 1 point away from his 1,000th. So they are both still doing well behind the arc. Central Arkansas 3 of 17 behind the arc in the first half. That's exactly what they had at BYU a couple nights ago.
Well, the Matson brothers are 6 for 14 between them tonight. Both of them 3 of 7.
And there's a much-needed bucket for the Bears. That's Elias Cato with the hoop. He's been very quiet, the senior from Queensland, Australia. And he had 21 points at BYU, started in that one.
9 for 13 down at BYU. Yeah. He was their second leading scorer, second leading rebounder last year, and he was 0 for 4 in that first half.
Yeah, his first points of the ball game, and they come right out the start of the second half. Now connecting on their 4th 3 of the game. Foul on Taylor, his second. Lane Taylor, the freshman. And working it on the inside. There you go. Gabe Madsen with that bucket, Joe. 1,000 career points. Actually, one more than just that. With 11.
He's had a great career here. The school record 105 made threes last year. I've talked about everything else he did. Led the team in steals, second in assists, and a guy that is a true youth. He has had a really nice run here, and it's not over. Long season ahead.
So there's a lot of season, and there's plenty of points out there for Gabe Madsen to add to that, and it's going to be fun to see what kind of a single season of scoring he has.
You know, and he's good at the defensive end too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good off the ball position defender. He's a very acceptable on the ball defender. I mean, it's not like, again, I keep saying he's just a shooter.
Yep.
He's pretty good all the way around.
Bears working inside. That's Glory Etim with the bucket. His first points of the game.
Jake Wallin very late on that help side defense there. He was the bottom guy on the weak side. He should have had 2 feet in the paint there and able to pick up that roll. And he was way too close to his man with the ball on the other side of the court.
There's Rassar facing up. Help D dropping down, but you don't want to leave that guy open all by himself. And the Bears got a break on that one.
See, Gabe Madsen, I was talking about, it's one thing to be able to shoot. It's another thing to be able to know how to get to your shot. That time, Azar was double teamed. Gabe Madsen filled from one high guard position to the other to get himself wide open there. He can not only shoot it, he knows how to get to his shot.
And Glory Etim staying down on the court. An awkward collision underneath. Madsen is up, so is Charles, but slow getting up is Glory Etim, the junior out of Richmond, California.
What happened there? Well, that was came down hard on his right knee on the court. I don't know if that's what's hurting or he must have hit his face on the floor.
Yeah, he's got a towel now kind of underneath the chin area, maybe his mouth, but he's going to be tended to. Landed really hard and awkwardly.
One of only 2 returning players on this team, both of them starters, he and Cato.
Yeah, you can see the blood on the lip, that lower lip. So the foul was called on Mike Charles. His first, team's first. Whew. It's a nasty cut there on that lower lip.
I'd be out for the rest of the year if that was me. He's probably a little tougher than I am.
Oh, I don't know. He looks pretty tough though.
Now the big freshman in for him, Nehemiah Turner, who had an outstanding game for his first game, 11 rebounds down at BYU.
Auburndale, Florida at 6'10". Here's Cato, short on that one. And trying to keep it alive was Turner, and he just might. A jump ball, it's going to send it the other way. But how about 6'10", not afraid to get down on the hard ball?
No, how about the finesse three-point shooter? Everyone wants to make him out to be Gabe Madsen. He was on that like white on rice on that loose ball. I love to see that, as well as I'm sure Coach Smith and his staff.
Full court pressure. Bears trying to slow down the running Utes. Madsen, ball fake. Finger roll and one. Gabe Madsen, you gotta go out on him, but then the ball fake and the quickness.
And continue to strengthen my argument that he's much more than a catch and shoot guy. That was a nice shot fake and a really strong move to the basket there. Look at that great concentration.
Yeah.
He hits the floor, his vision still on the rim, playing through the hit. All great finishers keep that head up and don't drop that chin to the chest.
He came in last year and had really leaned down. He'd worked on a new diet. He'd worked on his strength and conditioning, and you can just see it bleeding over to this season. Oh, nice idea. The back cut by Taylor, but the pass off the mark.
Taylor had a couple of really nice passes down at BYU last night. From right there, from that post. That time he just led, who was that who made the cut? Lane Taylor.
Yeah. Madsen guarding Taylor. Gets the inbound and then gives it back to Seixas, but the shot won't go. DJ Seixas, the sophomore, he's been kind of quiet.
Nice rebound by Azar, and then tried to do too much. He needed to give that to the point guard or a guard and kind of play on from there.
Lane Taylor spotted up, far corner, and gets that one to drop. That's
a basket off the turnover there. And again, I really like Azar. He's going to have a great year here, but he needed to give that up. Good ball movement there. Nice casting that ball, not sticking in his hand by Little. Got it reversed there to Sarab Johnson. At 6'8", that was kind of contestable. When you're 6'8" with long arms, you can get that shot away under duress.
Three won't go. Rebound to Shropshire. If you're doing the three-point cards up on the railing, you better bring a bunch of threes to this game.
You may run out of material there.
You have to go to the store and get some more. That's a lot of threes. 10 of them right now for Utah. 10 of 27 behind the arc. Sharaf jumps his first three of the game. Got to find another one.
Sharaf jumps, the rock star from Mongolia.
Yeah, really interesting feature on him at halftime, and what an interesting life he's had, living in a variety of places. And there's some defense making the play. He's everywhere, and it ends up being a score. Points off those second chance efforts.
Well, analytics will tell you something I've been saying forever. The greatest time to get a three-point shot is off an offensive rebound because the defense isn't matched up, and that's pretty much what happened there. And don't think that Gabe Madsen doesn't recognize that. When there's an offensive rebound, he's creating a passing lane somewhere so he can get a pass.
14 points off of the turnovers forced. Almost got another one there. He's got 17 points, 4 of 10 behind the arc.
Coming off 27 points in their opening game Monday night against Alcorn State, where he had 6 made threes, 6 for 10.
Averaged 14 a game last year. Dawes.
With another rebound by Dawes.
Yeah. Marlene losing the sneaker for a moment, got it back on. On the drive, and a whistle and a foul. Gonna go Sharaf's jumps way. He's gonna get free throws. It's a 6-0 run, trying to add to it for Utah, but we'll take the break first. 15-12 remaining in the ball game. 30-point lead for the Runnin' Utes. Needed 10 points for his 1,000th, and on this layup, he got 1,001.
How about that? Ironically, coming off an end-out-of-bounds play, noted for his three-point shooting and a wide-open layup there. Madsen right now with 17 points, 6 for 13 from the field, 4 of 11 from the three-point line. 1,007 career points and counting. A whole bunch of games yet to play this year.
There certainly are. Next up for this team, Queens will be coming in. Queens part of the ASUN conference, same conference as Central Arkansas. They'll be making their way here, and then Utah hits the road, Mississippi State, Utah Tech, and they'll be back at home then.
That ASUN is quite a strung-out conference.
Yeah.
It covers 8 southeastern states, 12 teams, and boy, you do a lot of traveling in that league.
You certainly will. That shot just short from McCormick, and it's picked up.
Not
by
the
Little.
exact defensive rotation you want, but they didn't give up on it. Played really hard, hustled Dawes, and Sharaf jumped those long arms, made it happen.
And then at the other end, the Bears get the steal, and they try to push the break, but Jake Wallin says, I'm not having that, the 6'9" sophomore.
Wallin, the coaches, my first conversation with Craig Smith this fall, he spoke so highly and so excited about Jake Wallin, what a great summer he had and how excited they were. And, you know, just so happens now he gets to be a starter the first 2 games, and he has made the most of that.
Yep, he sure has. Having to play out of position as well, and,
no question.
Really active both ends of the floor.
Well, he's out of position, but it shows his versatility that he can actually play 2 or 3 positions along that front court.
Number 2 recruit in the state of Utah. Season ago, and how about another 3?
How about that? Oh, ho, hum, just his 5th three-point shot of the night.
11-0 run for Utah, trying to add to it here. And Central Arkansas 0 for their last 7 field goals. They need a bucket.
in a bad way. John Shulman, the veteran coach, and he'll be just fine there. I said he 9 years at the University of Chattanooga, 2 NCAA tournaments, 2 Southern League titles. There, you take a new job, you're excited about it. Oh, by the way, Coach, we're going to start off playing at 2 Big 12 schools on the road in Provo and Salt Lake City. Welcome to the team. Yeah, it is not an easy schedule, especially for such a young group. How about 5 Power 4 schools that they have listed in their schedule? 12 new players on this team. They had 3 returning scholarship guys, and one of them is academically ineligible. And so you talk about playing, as I said, when they played at BYU a couple of nights ago, they played 11 players, 5 freshmen, 4 sophomores, and the 2 returning starters. That's a tough place to open up for a young team. Well, it certainly is. Some growing pains, but you can see there's talent. They can keep the group together, but the kick out to the other Mats, and that's Mason with a 3. He's got double digits now, 4 of 8 behind the arc. Mason Matson is something that we hadn't talked about. He's played more games than anyone on this entire Utah squad. This is his 116th game after playing at Boston College the last 3 years, where he had some big games there. He had a season high 25 versus Miami, 15 at Duke, 21 versus NC State. And again, just great football. Look the way he moves to kind of create this passing lane there. And when that ball hits his hands, he is shot ready. And as I like to say, he dropped that one like third period calculus. Well, that stops a 14-0 run. That made free throw there, and Matson was whistled for the personal. His second. So one more free throw for Ben Fox, the redshirt freshman from Little Rock, Arkansas, redshirted last season. His grandfather played at Southern Arkansas. Central Arkansas had great success before they went to Division I as an NAIA school. 2 years in a row played for the national championship. Got beat in both of them, but they've got some tradition of their own. Yeah, they sure do. They've only been Division I since 2007. And there's Keanu Dawes. That's what he does. He's the cleanup man. He's always on the offensive glass. He can go fetch it, as Moses Malone used to say, the greatest offensive rebounder in the history of the game. They said, "Why did you do it to get so many offensive rebounds?" He said, "I just go fetch it." And that's what Dawes did there. He just went and fetched it. His first points of the ball game, but 9 rebounds for Dawes. And how about Wallin getting into the action behind the arc? His first 3 of the game. 15 threes for Utah. That's a new career high rebounds for Dawes. He had 8 3 different times at Rice last year. And we got a bunch of basketball to be played. He is another one of those guys who's taking advantage of those guys being out hurt and getting his time on the court. He certainly is. A little over 12 minutes remaining in the game. Dawes, that one won't drop. Rounding out. Maybe a little bit quick there. Craig Smith said at halftime. Sometimes we're a little bit quick with that. And that one, again, may have been a little, although he was wide open, but maybe a pass or two. That one won't go. Utah thought it was going to stay with them, but they'll say, nope, it's going the other direction. Just under 12 minutes left in the game. Utah up 69-28. Coach with Central Arkansas, and you said it too, 5 seasons at Alabama, Huntsville, Division II, 9 at Chattanooga. But a lot of success and really optimistic, really a positive coach. Great energy, personality kind of guy. We had a chance to talk with their outstanding sports information director, Steve East, and he said Coach Shulman told him, I'm a different coach now. He said, I used to be wound pretty tight and awful concerned about winning. He said, I'm really more concerned about my players now. That was a little bit too easy there. It sure was. Coming out of that timeout to leave him wide open. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. That either was a miss switch or which I think is what happened. It was a good timeout for the Bears. That was Taylor
his second three of the game. He has 6 points. Madsen steps back, hits it. His body strength really helps him in so many ways.
He delivers the hit, creates a little space, and goes up and shoots it. And once again, he's known for his shooting. We've seen him make a couple of terrific, strong drives to the basket the last 2 games. And that was a classic pull-up there where, again, he delivered a hit, created a little space, and went up for that mid-range jump shot. He can do a whole bunch of different things offensively. Second on the team last year in assists.
Extra effort by McCormick at the other end, but then a quick back at you. Ausar inside, a smaller defender on him. He took advantage.
6 points for Ausar now with 3 rebounds. He was the 3rd leading scorer and rebounder at East Carolina last year. 3 double-doubles.
7 transfers in this season for Utah.
Now, Ausar was in good shape there had he not squatted down with the ball. If he just held his hands straight up, he did a nice job and then let the guy off the hook. Here he is with a really strong move to the basket, taking advantage a little bit of that mismatch. But before he even got matched up, just kind of penetrating that seam in the defense. He's a very talented player. He's not putting up eye-popping numbers tonight, but big, strong, 6'9", 240. He can compete in just about any league with that body.
First free throw good for Glory Eaton, junior. 28 starts last year.
He was a leading rebounder last year.
7 a game, gets both free throws. 4 points for Eaton, and bringing it up, it's Hunter Erickson back on, 5th-year senior out of Provo, Utah.
Hunter Erickson's playing the point for the Utes right now with Little out of the game and Sharafjan's out of the game.
The shot won't go. They're going to stay here. Ausar's effort paying off. He said, I love to bring the aggressiveness. He's broken a few backboards, too.
Well, look at those shoulders. You can see how. I mean, he's about 2 axe handles across the shoulders. He's really a big dude.
17 foul in Central Arkansas. Joe with 10:22 remaining. Utah in the bonus the rest of the way. Big plus for them.
Yeah, that's a little early to have your 7th foul. There you go.
That's the free throw.
Ausar had a tough time early in the game the other night from the free throw line. He was like 1 for 4, and then he ended up hitting about 5 or 6 in a row, 7 for 12 for the night. He's got a real talent to get there. He shot 183 free throws last year at East Carolina. Unfortunately, he was only a 60% free throw shooter, but he shot those 2 pretty nice.
And he does a lot of work inside, low in the paint at both ends. 7 of 12 in the opener on Monday from the line, and she's at 4 for 4 tonight with 8 points.
Well, and that's 7 for 12 the other night. Right? He missed about, he was about 1 for 5, maybe 1 for 6 before then he got on a run at the end. And again, you know, it seems like he gets to the free throw line pretty often.
Yeah, it was really kind of an odd sequence because he didn't miss any after that, but he just, something was just a bit off as Dawes tries to tip that one up, can't get it.
Pretty good transition defense by Central Arkansas. They had 4 guys in the paint there on a semi-fast break by the Utes. Nice post feed there.
Ausar got a fingertip on that one, but not enough to stop it, as that's McCormick from the left corner, good.
Pretty good ball movement, went inside, got it back out, got it reversed. And this young team starting to kind of feel their way around a little bit better offensively.
Ausar taking advantage of the smaller defender.
Well, how the point guard there, Lane Taylor, ends up getting matched to Ausar. That's about the 4th or 5th time, and I didn't see what preceded that, a switch of some kind.
Yep, it has happened several times, and Ausar has read it every time.
Yes, he has.
Some contact. Oh, and a technical foul called on Ezra Ausar. Not happy that there wasn't a whistle underneath. And he had something to say to the official, and the official had something to say right back.
Dobbs tried to go a little high-low pass to him there. I'm not sure it was there, but gosh, he got
yeah, double-handed push.
Pushed him with two hands there.
Yeah. This crowd letting them know what they thought about it. And this free throw good for Lane Taylor.
Taylor now with 8 points.
His first free throws of the night. Gets them both. Well, you can understand some frustration for Azar, but got to figure out how to control it. He's got 4 personals.
That was not only Taylor's first free throws of the night, that was his first free throws of his career. He didn't shoot any down at BYU. 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3.
Trying to quicken the pace, instead a turnover and outrunning Azar. Oh, tried the double hand jam, but a foul call instead.
Foul number 4, Nehemiah Turner.
You kind of knew that was coming, right? Didn't you know that was going to happen?
Yeah.
After the technical?
Yeah.
At the line, number 2,
What's Mike Sharaf jumps with those long arms and quick hands. Miro Little with a nice look up, and give Azar a lot of credit for running the floor like he did. 6'9", 240. He ran the floor like a scalded dog there.
Certainly did. He's such an energy player, though, and he's got his 2 little kids, got a son and a daughter, and he said they're going to make a trip here. They're going to be visiting, but he's from Atlanta, Georgia, trying to work out when they can visit.
Starting to heat up this second half. That's his 12th point. 6 for 6 from the free throw line. How about that?
And perfect from the floor, 3 for 3 shooting. Hop, step, hesitation. Turner with the bucket. 4 points for him.
Turner was their leading rebounder down at BYU with 11.
Oh, stepping into the 3, Jake Wallin. And a timeout called by the Bears.
And yet another 3, the new look running Utes, the new look running and shooting Utes, and just keep pouring it in from the three-point line. Up a bunch here in the Huntsman Center. Well, and have a good chemistry. It's early.
Yeah.
And it's easy to have good chemistry when you're winning by 30 or 40 points. But I think it's a high-character group.
Yep.
Coach Smith puts such a priority on character and guys that want to be here and want to play hard. I think they've got a chance to be successful just because, A, they're talented, B, very high-character group.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how they'll do in the Big 12. This is the first season for them in the new conference, and I think were so many question marks for them when you start looking at who's going to win and who's going to be successful there. There's going to be some tough competition with Kansas.
No question.
And some others. But we will take another timeout. 7:42 remaining. 82-44 the lead for Utah.
Long arm of the law on defense with 3 steals, a new career high 8 assists, previous career high only 6, 5 rebounds, 1 away from his career high there. 2 made threes and just spreading it around all over the court. What a great addition he has been to this running Ute squad.
8 assists, 0 turnovers. That's a pretty good ratio. He's been a nice addition so far. The junior from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. That's the capital of Mongolia.
And the other thing he's done, he started off on Elias Cato, who had 21 points down at BYU the other day, 6'8" Cato, and Cato has been almost non-existent, 1 of 7, 3 points.
He didn't score until the second half.
Right.
Sharaf's jump's really shutting him down for the most part. And knocked to the floor, a foul. Lane Taylor. Utah with 17 threes. They've taken 40 three-pointers, which ties the school record.
We've got 7 minutes left. My money's on there's going to be a new school record
I
for
think there could
three-point
be.
shots attempted.
19 the other evening in the opener. 6-0 run, and Taylor to the line, going to try to stop that.
The other thing they've done pretty good tonight is rebound the ball, and Coach Greg Smith is all about rebounding. I tell you, they're out rebounding Central Arkansas 41-26. 10 offensive rebounds for the Utes.
Free throw's good for Taylor, the freshman point guard.
It'll be interesting when they get their post players back, what that's going to do to this team. You know, it's almost like this team has taken on a new personality without, as I said, playing donut basketball with nothing really in the middle.
Well, what it might do is allow Coach Smith to go with a smaller lineup at times, depending on those other matchups, and just knowing that he can mix things up if he wants to, and that's a good option to have depth.
Now, it's hard to say they don't have anything in the middle with Ezra Azar at 6'9", 240. I mean, he casts a pretty long shadow down there, but they don't have Lawson Lovering, who's 7'1". They don't have Zach Keller, who's 6'10". They don't have Evie Torrier, who's 6'9". Or not Torrier, Traore. It's hard keeping him and the starting center from the women's team separated with those pronunciations. Her name is Toure.
She is pretty sweet. There's Lawson Lovering.
She had a great game today.
Sure did.
When we covered the women's team, who is off to a 2-0 start.
They're playing very well.
They are.
And talk about depth and versatility. They've got the inside-outside going.
They're entertaining to watch. I tell you, they really share the ball. They really shoot it.
Yeah, both teams love the three. They love the assist to make a better shot kind of play as Robinson connects behind the arc.
Robinson, one of those 2 prize recruits that are freshmen, he and Lane Taylor.
Robinson, the 3rd highest ranked recruit to come in, a 3-star recruit for the Bears. Little behind the arc, trying to draw the foul, doesn't get it, around and out. 6'10" Turner, he's gonna bring it coast to coast. Oh, but from behind, Mongolian Mike.
Great court presence by Sharab Jones to get there and help on that.
And a nice job. It looked like Utah was going to have a break opportunity. Instead, the defense able to get back for Central Arkansas.
I tell you what was more impressive than that block was watching Little and Gabe Matson get back in transition defense. Boy, did they put their head down and get back and keep from giving up an easy basket.
6 blocks for the Utes. Gabe Matson, 25 points. He'll take a seat. And a takeaway by Erickson. Oh! And Dawes got clipped on the way up.
You know, Central Arkansas went back to that same play that sprung Ty Robinson for that last basket he made, and Hunter Erickson was having none of that. He read that like the funny papers, boy, and he knocked that down, and Utah comes away with a couple free throws there.
10th team foul on the Bears. You see Coach Shulman talking with Turner. First one good. Keanu Dawes, sophomore from Houston, Texas.
Talk about a basketball body now. He's got shoulders and long arms. He's just a sophomore. He had an outstanding freshman year down at Rice. He started 23 games, had 8 double-figure games. New career high tonight, rebounding. He had 8 rebounds 3 different times down at Rice. And what's he got now? Is he in double figures or has he got 9?
Just 4 points, double digits though with rebounds.
Yeah,
11 boards.
Yes.
And 5 assists. Oh, that one rattled and wouldn't drop.
That would be a new school record now, I think, in 3-point shots attempted.
You got that right. 42 attempts behind the arc, 17 makes for Utah.
2 away from tying the school record of makes again that they just set on Monday night, and there's one of them.
Another one, 18.
All they've done is get 19 three-point shots made on Monday night and followed that up with 18 so far here tonight.
Robinson across to Turner and lays it up good.
I tell you, that kid's going to be a good player. Yeah. He's big as a house, 6'10", 265 pounds. Nice soft hands and pretty good touch around the basket.
It was definitely a better second half for Central Arkansas. Just 18 points in the first. They've put up in this one 36, but continuing the barrage. Madsen, that's Mason Madsen.
And look at that, Coach Craig Smith. He can't decide if he likes this or not, I don't think. He's got it, well, as long as they keep going in, but he's not quite sure that this is the way they want to play all year.
Tying the school record now, 19 three-pointers again. And you say, is he saying to himself, well, what if we don't hit 19? What happens,
yes,
right?
Exactly. Well, they've tied the school record in makes, broke the school record in attempts.
Yeah.
And they're, well,
so close.
Tell you what, they're going to mess around and have 50 three-point attempts by the end of the game if they're not careful. 45 right now, 46.
3:40 remaining in the game. It's been all Utah. Erickson looking to give it up.
Nice pass by Sherrod Johnson. Dawes couldn't finish the deal. Another no-look pass by the 6'8" point guard. Utah just lighting it up from the three-point line. A new school record in attempts, tying the school record with 19. The Madsen brothers just 10-28.
Yep.
Did not play in their exhibition game. Obviously not played in the first two games. And then Traore, E.B. Traore is 6'9" freshman. Don't know how long he's going to be out.
Yep. Yeah, so they've missed time. That's the other thing, too.
Yes.
Just, you know, that timing, practice, shake the rust off. There they are on the end of the bench. And wishing they could be out there, I'm sure. And hopefully they will be sooner than later.
The other guy who hadn't made an appearance yet is Jaden Teat, the point guard from Sacramento, California, who played in 18 games last year. And they're kind of waiting to see when he can get out on the floor.
Oh, some defense creating a three-point opportunity there for Lane Taylor. A much better second half for Central Arkansas. 41 points for them in this one, 50 this half for Utah. But under 3 minutes remaining, Utes have been in control this entire way. But some positives, I think, for the Bears to take home, and they'll finally get to go home. Back to Conway, Arkansas. Just about 32 miles north of Little Rock. Topside D and the takeaway. Good job by Mason Madsen. Going up against Jabari West Jr., who's come in for the first time, one in purple.
Well, Mason Madsen, a lot like his brother, is not just a shooter. He's a tough kid.
Yes.
Early in the year, when I was talking to the coaches, they all talked about what a good shooter he was. But every coach said, and he's really tough.
Yeah.
So, as I've said Monday night, I think it's going to be tough to keep him off the court. And he's played more games than he's played in the ACC the last 3 years. Tonight was his 116th career game. So he brings experience, toughness, and obviously shooting ability to this running Ute team.
So free throws will come for Jewel Karam, 6'10" freshman out of Nazareth, Israel.
Late signee. He's got a chance, I think, to be a player down the road. He's going to have experience. Chance to score his first college basket here. There you go. First point. First point for the big fella from Israel.
Every single player now has scored at least a point for Utah. And mass substitution for the running Utes. Jerry Huang, Brady Smith check into the game, the coach's son. Ayamide Bamishala, redshirt freshman, in as well.
Bamishala had 2 for 2 Monday night.
Trying to take it in, and it was Ben Fox, but Karam with the personal. 17 foul with 2 minutes remaining.
Whoa, a little overzealous with that coming
Yep.
down there. I think he'll learn he just needs to get there and get his hands up and be 6'10" and not. He took almost a violent swing there at that.
Certainly did.
But as the old saying goes, it's tough to teach him to be 6'10", and he is all of 6'10".
Well, he definitely made sure that the layup wasn't made,
No, he
but he
did
gave
that.
some free
He
throws.
did that as well.
Just under 2 minutes remaining.
Brady Smith, the coach's son, played at Salt Lake City Community College.
Yeah. He's out a season, injured. 2024, just 3 games for him.
Foul number 24, Cole McCormick, number 2 for him.
Second personal on McCormick, and more free throws to come.
At the line, number 8.
Dawes at the free throw line, 11 rebounds for him, 5
Yeah.
assists, 5 points. He strung together a couple pretty good games here. Monday night, he had a pretty good line as well, 13.6 rebounds.
Yeah, he gives you the hustle plays, you know, a steal, a block.
Just
Some
a
assists,
sophomore,
yeah.
yeah, just a sophomore. So he's got a chance.
Gets the free throws. 7 for Dawes. And a bucket good. That's West Jr., the sophomore, his first points. Defense tipping that away and bringing it up. That's Ethan Thomas with the ball. Another freshman, first time seeing him at 11 in Tennessee. Owen Dearman out there. Under a minute left in this one.
Good rotation there by the Utes defense.
That one grazes the iron. It won't drop for Smith. Everybody wanting him to take it.
Look at his dad. Oh, that reaction was pretty funny there.
And off the mark.
Utah now with 49 three-point shot attempts. I was hoping for a cool 50.
And there's still time. There's still time.
49 of the 64 shot attempts.
Got a 2-second differential shot clock, game clock. There you go.
There's a 50.
Oh,
Splash. I thought that was going to splash in there.
offensive rebound, but throwing it away. Karam. And Bears will just hold it at this point. They're going to have to head home and regroup. A tough road trip
Tough trip.
down to Provo, BYU first, and now here to Salt Lake City. And for Utah, they tied the school record once again, 19 made threes tonight. And they get the win. They go to 2-0 to start the season.